All right, thank you, Destiny. The difficult and heartbreaking recovery efforts continue this morning in the southeast as Hurricane Helene is now blamed for at least 130 deaths. Many remain missing from all the flooding in Georgia. 25 people confirmed dead from the storm. Valdosta was heavily impacted, and dozens of Valdosta State University students who were living on campus have to either relocate off campus or go back home. And they have that option for remote learning. So it's something that will continue to follow. Former President Donald Trump toured the damage in Valdosta Monday. He delivered supplies to the storm victims. He also launched a campaign to raise funds for victims, raising more than $1 million. But while speaking Monday, he also made a claim that caused a little controversy.
We do need some help from the federal government. They have to get together. Ideally with the governor. The governor needs to, he's been trying to get them, and I'm sure they're going to come through, but he's been calling the president, hasn't been able to get him, but they'll come through, I'm sure.
So President Biden responded, calling Trump's statements false. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp said President Biden has called him and says the Federal Emergency Management Agency has been working alongside the state for recovery efforts. Alabama power crews in Georgia helping heavily damaged areas get power back there. Crews are currently in Augusta, Waycross, and Brunswick. Now to a disturbing case out of Tuscaloosa County. Authorities there accuse a woman of poisoning her own pet. Your Tuscaloosa reporter Kelvin Reynolds joins us live from Tuscaloosa after speaking with investigators. And Kelvin, this would be an understatement to say this story is disturbing. The USDA is offering relief to folks in all 67 Alabama counties if they own forest land harmed by the southern pine beetle. The Alabama Forestry Commission says more than 3 million trees have been affected statewide. You can apply for money from the Emergency Forest Restoration Program at your local Farm Service Agency office. Payments range from $1,000 to $500,000. Birmingham police have released the name of a man killed in Birmingham Saturday night. Traquel Chambers was found shot on First Avenue North. Investigators believe the shooting happened after an argument. 40 now to a rezoning meeting in the Pratt-Inslee area that focused on changing the look and feel of the community. Leaders say the goal is to reduce the number of abandoned and vacant buildings to make it easier for folks to walk rather than drive. City leaders also say it puts in place a framework that'll help make future public transit plans a little easier. But some residents aren't convinced this plan is any different than ones that they say have failed, and they're concerned about oversight.
Can we get somebody with check and balances in rezoning?
You Decide 2024 final preparations underway this morning for the only scheduled vice presidential debate of the election season. This happens tonight, and you can watch it right here on WBRC starting at 8. As Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio meet on the debate stage in New York. There will be no audience, no pre-written statements, and no opening statements. But both candidates will be given a pen and a pad of paper. Unlike the presidential debate, the microphones will not be muted, but they can be muted under the discretion of CBS, and it'll be up to the candidates, not the moderators, to fact check each other. This 90-minute debate will be hosted by CBS moderators, but again, you can watch it right here on WBRC starting at 8. To this story now, U.S. Marshals have arrested more than 3,000 fugitives, some of those here in Birmingham. Their arrests were made in 10 different cities as part of Operation North Star. The suspects face charges including homicide, assault, and weapons offenses. The Justice Department says officers got more than 500 guns and more than 130 pounds of fentanyl off the streets. This morning, Jefferson County deputies are investigating the death of a woman whose body was found in Morris. Deputies found her body near Morris Majestic Road at the railroad crossing. You're asked if you know anything to give the sheriff's office a call.